Hello YouTube, this is Robert with Twisted Candle Company. I'm going to do this product review here on these male and female candle molds I received from Amazon. The reason why I want to do this product review is a lot of people on the comments have been saying that they've been having problems with the male in particular. When they go to demold it, they constantly break off the head. And I did have to make some modifications to these molds to make them work properly for me because of that aspect. I would even break off the female head from time to time, but the male in particular is, even with the modifications, is somewhat challenging. You got to be patient taking it out of the mold. I'll show you here in a minute, once I'm done going over everything, demolding them. So anyways, when you get your molds, you get the female and the male, and you'll get 8 of these clips. They go around the side to seal it, and you get this rod. Now, the rod originally is supposed to be, you're supposed to take it, you poke a hole through here, and you actually feed your wick through the top of the head. And once you do that, you wick it through like you normally would. You put these clamps on all the way up. You know, it seals it there. However, what I noticed was when you do it that way, no matter what I did, the male, once again in particular, when I would go to demold it, it would only open up to this point right here. So taking him straight out, you broke the head off every single time. I even did it a few times with the female here. So what I had to do here was, like I said, the original slit goes all the way down to about here. I had to very carefully take my X-Acto knife and cut a slit all the way up to the center of the head. And now it opens up all the way. So you'd wick you'd wick it through again, and then, like I said, you put your clamps. But now, because your clamps only go here, you also have to now seal this bottom part. There's nothing holding it. I try to put a clamp there, but then it won't sit properly, which, by the way, is a nice feature of this, the way they have this, and it's dead center right there. I mean, you cannot make a mistake of getting it dead center when you cut it all the way to there, and they sit properly like that. So what I had to do was I had to get this mold sealer. You could also find on Amazon. It's the same stuff you use for the metal pillars and stuff like that to seal the wick at the bottom. So what I do is I take it, and once I clamp it all down, I take one sheet and one little sliver of the mold sealer, cut it in half. That's good for 2 molds right there. Make it into a ball, and I'll seal it all the way through down on the bottom here, right where the wick's at. All right. So the good features of this, like I said, is the base. I think they're mass produced in China or something. So I mean, you get what you pay for. I think I paid about $42 for the set. I actually bought a total of 3 sets now. One thing I do not like is the hole. To me, it's not big enough. If you do smaller batches, it might be all right. I usually do larger batches. I sell a lot of these male and female candles, both wholesale and in local shops. They're actually one of my #1 sellers right at this moment. And so I make large quantities. Well, the pitcher's so heavy, I make a mess, as you can see, everywhere. I waste a lot of products. You know, I'm getting better at pouring them, but I wish the hole was a little bit bigger. Anyways, so after the modifications are done, I noticed I was able to get the male out better. However, you still have to be slow and patient with it. I'm going to show you here in a minute. I'm going to demold these ones I have ready. Like I said, I'm giving this a 4-star. I was debating on still giving it a 3-star just because you really shouldn't have to, regardless of how they're produced, you should not have to make modifications of any kind. They should be, you know, you get it, you're good with it. But it is what it is. So I'm gonna set those off to the side. And I'm gonna start with the female here because I just poured these not too long ago. So if I have problems with the female, I know I'm gonna have problems with the male. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see that, how I have the sealer all the way through. And I just seal it off, put it down, you're good to go. So then you take the clips off, take the sealer off. And that sealer, I think I've had this package here for about a little over a year. It goes a long ways, especially if you're very clean with it, you don't spill too much wax on it. You could reuse this over and over and over again. I will say, if you get mold sealer, I would recommend getting this one in the yellow pack. You'll see it on, you'll recognize it on Amazon. I tried one time and got some from, I think it was Michael's. They have their own candle line, and I don't know if I got a bad batch, but it just crumbled in my hands. And I brought it back, exchanged it for another one. The other one did the same thing, so I highly recommend not using that. Get this. It only took a day or so to get here. Anyway, so very carefully, starting from the top at the bottom, pull it apart like you normally would. One thing too, when you pour these, I do recommend pouring it down just a little bit and kind of give it a little shake, and you get all those air bubbles out of there. I've noticed they like to sit in what I would say the no-no spots of the candles, and you will see these little pits. I might even have some because I don't think I shook these, but we'll find out. It was very, very gently and carefully break it apart. And like I said, I'm going really slow. This is actually faster than I normally go. Like I said, you just be very gentle. You know, it's not like a full 2-part mold where you can just take one side off and go from there. So I got it pretty much loose. I'll kind of stretch it out, push at the bottom, well, the top at the bottom, kind of do it in the middle. And I'm going to do the head last, but I want all this released first, because otherwise you're going to break the head off. It's just the way it's designed. I don't like it. So when I get it, they're broken off, and I kind of twist the head just a little bit as I'm pushing these. I don't know if you see, pushing the top here open a little bit more. And there you go. Put that off to the side. And when you have these little indentions at the top, some people keep them on. I guess they might put them in a candle holder or something. Myself, and I believe my customers, they don't like it. So I actually take this big knife here. Let me get that green off there. And very carefully shave it down. Alright. Disclaimer, if you're a child, obviously have a parent with you. And there it goes, it sits flat. I know the light kind of makes it look, I'll turn the light off here in a minute when I get the other one demolded. So, if you're watching this video, the male came out all right. If you see it paused, then I did it again. So, once again, very carefully, there's the sealer, get that off there. And one other thing I recommend, maybe it's the dye I use, I don't know. If you use red dye, I recommend, like I did, this set here, I only use for colorless wax. No color goes in these two molds here. Because every time I do red, no matter how well I clean the mold out, it leaves a residue behind, and I would actually have to pour black to get rid of that residue, because the black will soak it up and you don't see it. Every time I do the whites, the colorless, it turns pink. Once again, very carefully, just opening it up, pushing as you do. And yeah, I think I got the head free, but we're gonna start tugging a little bit at the bottom, very gently. I know it's very tedious on these. I don't think I've had such tedious molds. That's why I said I would have probably given it number 3, but I don't like to give bad reviews. I know some people, they love it. Once again, everything's free. I'm going to kind of twist as I'm pulling, just very gently, and there you go. I know it looked painful, right? It kind of was. Anyways, and then I shave it off. And there you go. No decapitated mill. Let me turn this light off and you can probably see. There you go. So here's the male. And here is the female. Everything's intact. I said, so you just got to make some modifications. But it is doable. If you were wondering, I use all soy wax. I noticed in some of the product review, in the review itself, a few people, one person in particular I was reading, said that they were having better luck because they changed the mixture of their wax. I don't know what kind of wax they were using, but I think mostly it was paraffin. But I use all soy wax, which is softer than paraffin. So I think if I could do it with the soy, you should be able to do it with the paraffin even easier, I believe. I'm not familiar with paraffin though. I never used it. I've only used beeswax and soy wax. So there it is. I hope that helps future buyers or those that already bought the product. And maybe that could give you a little insight on a better way of maybe doing things, so you don't feel like you completely wasted your money. Especially if you still have the molds. If you threw them away already, well, I'm sorry. But I hope that helps. And please like, subscribe, leave a comment at the bottom if you like. Always check back on my channel. We have more reviews coming, and I have a giveaway at this point, depending on what time you're watching the video. So please like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.